Hello everyone and welcome back to Broccoli Master YouTube channel. In this video I have covered end-to-end student management system project in which you will learn about the CRUD operation, authentication systems and dealing with the notification. By making this project it will definitely boost your knowledge from basic to advanced level concept, and trust me guys, it takes a lot of time and effort to make a single project based videos. So if you have not subscribed our YouTube channel, please make sure that subscribe our YouTube channel, like the video and share the video with your friend and family who want to learn the Django from the scratch. So now, without wasting your time, let's begin it. So in the template you can see that here is a dashboard sections, and in the dashboard there is a total 3 dashboard is available. One is admin dashboard, and similar another is teacher dashboard, and another is student dashboard. If the admin is get login here, then the admin dashboard is available here like this, and admin can see their total number of students that are available in their school or college, and total number of awards they are getting, and after that total number of departments and revenue. And there is also a visualization tools that can inside total number of teacher or students or boys or girls are present in their school or college. Similar to there is also a teacher dashboard available in which teacher can explore the total number of classes, total number of students in each classes, and the total number of lessons they have taught in the classes, total number of hours they need to spend with their students. And in the similar ways they can also get updated the upcoming lessons they need to be taught to their students. Okay, and there is also a semester progress available, and in this teacher dashboard there is also a calendar available, and many records you can see here that is available in the teacher dashboard. Similarly, when the students get login, then students can only see their student dashboard here, total number of courses and all the projects that they have made and attendance, and after that total number of tests that they have passed, and many more features is also available in this student dashboards. Similarly, if the admin get login, then admin can modify the student name and edit their name. After that they can also add the student here, list the students, and if they want to explore the detail of the students, then they simply can click here and explore the detail of the student here. And after that there is also a teacher sections in which admin can add the teacher's name here by using this form, and they can also list the total number of students that is available in their school or college. After that, if they want to edit the name of the teachers, then they can simply edit their name here, and if needed to update the record, then they can simply do here. After that there is also a department sections in which admin can add the departments, department ID, department name, and head of the departments, and number of students available in each departments. And similarly, students, teachers, they can also edit and list the students here, and admin can also add the total number of subjects that the students need to be teach in each classes. So there is a subject ID, subject name, and the name of the class here. And after modifying this, they can also edit the name, list all the names, get the edit option here, and also delete the names if not necessary there. In a similar ways, there is also account sections in which there is a fee collections, expenses, salary, aid fees, aid expenses, all these stuff we are going to deal with the Django. Okay, and trust me guys, if you have made this project, you will have a clear cut understanding about this project, and you can deal with any types of management systems in the future. And if you are beginners and want to boost your portfolio by making more projects, then you can simply explore our channel. I have uploaded many series of the videos, just like you can create the blog websites, you can also create your own portfolio websites. Similarly, I have also made a video on the Django REST framework. I already uploaded a video like how can you connect with the Django REST framework, Next.js frameworks, and how can you deal with the authentication systems, how can you create also dashboard systems, all the stuff that is needed to be a backend developers, all the stuff that I have already covered in this channels. So you can go there and explore all the videos that is available on this channel. Okay, so on the screen you can able to see that I have created the folder name schools, and after that I will open this folder in our VS Code. So let's do that. For it we will write the command cmd. Okay, and from the cmd write code dot. After that our VS Code will be open here. So I'm taking this VS Code from here, and in our VS Code let's open the terminals, and on these terminals we need to start our project. Okay, so for it we will write the command Django admin start project, and let's name it home. Okay, so finally our project has been started here. After that, I again close this and open this in our terminal. cmd, and write again code dot, our VS Code will be open again here. Let's fetch it here. Okay, so similarly to that, we also need to create our app. So for creating the app, first we need to create our virtual environment. So let's do it here. For it, we will write the command python -m env. Okay, and let's click on the yes button. After that, it will take us some seconds and it will create our virtual environment. So again, we need to activate this environment. So write the command env scripts activate. So finally our environment is activated. So on this virtual environment, we also need to install the Django. So let's install it on it here. Pip install Django, and Django will be installed in our virtual environment. It will take us some seconds, so wait for that. So after that, we also need to create our app. So let's do it. We write the command python -py start app, and I will name it as school. Okay, write school here. After that, you will able to see here the school app is created successfully. Okay, and after creating this app, we also need to install in our settings. So let's install it here. Our settings, go here, and we don't need this stuff, so let's remove this. And in the install app, just install this app name is school. Okay, so let's save it. And after saving this, we also need to initialize the URLs of it. So here we will write include. After that, right here path, and this path must be included here. Okay, so let's save it. And we also need this router. Let's copy this, and we also need to get the URLs here. And on these URLs, let's remove this all stops. Okay, for now let's check either our server is running well or not. Okay, for it we will write use dot text. After that, name is equal to text. Let's import from dot import views, and we have not defined the views here, so we also need to define it here. Let's write here def index request, and right here return http response. So here already option is showing, so let's correct it, and let's write it here hello world. Okay, after saving this, let's start our server python -.py run server. Some of the problem is in here, so it's showing the error. Let's check it where we have made the mistakes. So in the resolvers, it is saying that no module object is iterable. So we are facing this error because we have not defined the URLs here. So let's do that, and here we will write .urls. Okay, and let's save it, and you will see here our server is running well. So let's see it here. Click on it, and here we can see that hello world is printed. So for rendering the template file, first we need to create the two folder. Name one as a templates, and create another folder name static. So after creating this folder, we also need to change in our settings. So let's also do that. So for handling the statics files, we need to write the code statics files, and we will import the path in our base directory and in our statics files. Similarly, for rendering the templates files, we again write to initialize the directory templates in this directory. Okay, so these are two commands that is needed to render our statics and template file. Okay, after that, in the statics folder, we will put all the JavaScript files, CSS files. Similarly, in the templates folders, we will put all the HTML files. So let's do it here. For it, I already have a templates. So if you don't have templates, so don't worry about that. I will provide a link of this template, and you can go there and just download it and use in your project. Okay, so now let's do it. So I'm just copying this all the statics files here. Okay, so let's paste it. Similarly, in the templates files, we'll put all the templates files that is available here. And in template files, let's first get two folders. One for the students, so I'm writing here students, and another again I am getting the folder's name home. Okay, so in the home folder we will put the index.html page, and in the students folder we will put our all the students data, in which the admin can edit, add the students, list the students, all the HTML files that is available here related to the students, we will put it there. Okay, so let's do it here. Let's copy this, and I'm going to paste it here. For that, again, we also need to put the students page. So let's do it. So I have copied, and let's paste it here. Okay, so finally we have done with all these stuffs. So while making the project, you must need to write the clean codes, practice as well as like that. Okay, put all the files like statics and templates files in a well manageable format, so that it makes another developers to read it very easily. So in this way you can create your menu directly. Like for authentication, you can also create the authentication folders. For the handling the teachers, you can also create the teachers folders in the template files. So in this way you can create your own folders name. Okay, so for now, let's first we will create here in the home sections base.html file. So let's get it here. And in this base.html file, we will put only that types of codes that is very common to or similar to every sections, like in the nav bar or in the footers or in the sidebars. Nearly everything is same in all the template file. Okay, so we will put that types of files in the base.html files like that. This is our folders, and this sidebar is common to all the folders. Similarly, in this navigation bar is also common to all the folders like that. You can also check it here. Okay, we will copy this all the code of the navbar and the sidebar base.html files, so that we don't need to write the code again and again. Okay, so let's do it here in the index.html files. First we will got all the files that is similar to here. This is our navbar sections, and I think from here nearly everything is common. So let's got this all code and we will paste it here. Okay, after that write it here, block body. Okay, similarly we will not cover this JavaScript file, because in each page there is a different functions available, so that we are leaving this. And after making the modification in base.html files, we also need to paste this template file in our index.html file. So let's do that. For it, we will need to extend our HTML files. So right here extends base.html. After that, all this code should be put in our block body. So writing here block and body. So we will got this in block and paste it in the last section. So let's paste it here and save this file. And we also need to connect this statics files. So let's do it here. For it, we need to load a statics file here. So here not any load command is going, so we will write it manually here, static, and sorry, here we will write code static. For that, write a %, close it. Let's keep the comma here gap. Okay, let's save it. And for making the connections with our statics file, so let's do it here. Here we will write, click the alt button so that you can select the multiple cursor directly. So here I'm clicking here, and here we'll write the code static. After that we'll put it in the comma. Sorry, we have missed the percentage here. Okay, so first we need to write the % here. Okay, after that we also need to do the same things that we have. Select the multiple cursor here. Okay, let's include in the comma, write the code here, close this. So let's save this, and again in the base.html file, the navbar section, there is also a statics file. So let's do it here also. Let's select this and we'll write here static. Okay, with that, here also need to initialize it, and here is also So let's do it here also. The comma, send and slice. Okay, and here also find it. So finally, we have connected these statics files to our page. Now let's check it either our form is working fine or not. In the view sections, we just now remove this because we are rendering right now our template file. So we write a command return render request, and our HTML file is available in the home home index.html. Okay, now let's run our server, testing it. Python -.py server. Okay, let's click on it, and here is showing the base.html file is not rendering. So I think we have made some mistake here. So in the index.base.html file, I made a mistake here. So the base.html file is actually available in the home folder. So we need to write here home. Let's save it, and let's again check it. Okay, press the page, and again it is showing that did you forget to register load this tag. Okay, I again forget here. So let's copy this and we will paste in the base.html file. So let's paste it here, again save it, again check it, and again checking it here. So finally you can see that our page is loaded successfully here. And similar ways we also need to render our student sections. So we have not connected yet, so let's do it here. Again we need to initialize all this folder here. Okay, so what the task we have done here, let's do it here also. In the students.html files, we again remove this. First let's copy this code here. It's our navbar, and from here let's remove all this. Just paste it here, save this broadly. Let's do it here. From here let's remove this all, and let's save this. Also in the student dashboard, do the same things. So let's removing this all the stops. Where is it? The header. Okay, from here, and let's paste it. Similar in the detail page, we also need to do like that again. So here is our label 1. So let's remove this and paste it here. And this it here too. Let's remove from this here and paste it here. Okay, so there is also an end block. We must have to in this block. So let's copy this and we will paste it here. Just down here, early in the student.html files. Again need to paste it here. For the students dashboard section, do the same thing here. Save it, and in the student details, do the same thing. Let's save it. And in the students.html files, again need to do the same thing. Let's save it. Okay, so we also need to connect this to our statics files. So let's do that. So here we will connect this all filer. So let's write the statics here. Okay, percent static, enclose this in a vertex comma. After that, right here, click this alt and right click. Okay, that, close this. Similarly in the student.html files, need to define same thing. So I'm not writing the same code again. Let's copy this and here select all these stops, just paste it. Okay, let's save this. Again do this here again. So here also let's select this all the stops and paste it here. Let's save it again. Similarly here also select this all and paste it here. So in this way you can do a very fast ways So let's select this all. So I've selected wrong. Okay, and paste it here. So we also need to enclose the statics. Okay, so let's do it here. We simply copy this and paste it every HTML page. Okay, so let's do it here. Let's select this, simply paste it. Okay, in the students dashboard section we will do the same thing here. So let's select this all and paste it, save this file. Okay, similarly in the student.html file, detail file, we'll do the same thing here. Okay, so let's copy it and paste it here. So here is also, so let's do it here, and we need to initialize this in our static file. So let's do that, static, save this. So here also let's copy this all and paste it here. So finally we have done with this HTML files, and we also need to add this all the students files, and we will see it in our next video. Okay, so on the dashboard you are seeing that there is a many sections available. So in this video we will get the models of the students first. Okay, and we will add the students. After that we will be working on the view, list and edit sections, everything that is needed to store the data for the students. We will do that in this our model. Okay, so let's do it first. And creating the models for the students, first we need to create the app for the students. Okay, so let's do that here. Python manage.py, and here we write the code, start app, name it as student. Okay, creating the app for each category is a well format way. So please, when you are going to make any types of project in the futures, do that things. Okay, so here we have see that the students app is created successfully here. After that we also need to install this student app in our settings. So let's do it here. The settings, we again need to install it here. So here we'll write student. Okay, let's save it. And after that we also need to include in our URLs. So let's do it, and here we write the code, load, and here write the student.urls. Okay, let's save it. And in the students, let's get the models file here. Okay, so first let's observe what things are needed to include in our models. So let's open our students form here, and in the forms you are seeing that there is a first name, last name, student ID and gender. After that is also a parent information is available here. Okay, so we need to include all these stuffs in our models. So let's do that again. First I will initialize the parent sections, and we will include this parent in our students model class, and write the parent model start. Here we have made the mistakes, so here must be a capital M. Okay, model. Okay, after that there is a father name. Let's initialize it here, models dot char field, and take the maximum length is equal to 100. Similarly there is also a father occupation. So create it here, other occupation equal to models dot char field, and take the maximum length equal to 100. Okay, similarly let's copy and paste it here, and let's modify the name. There is also a father mobile number. Okay, similarly there is also a father email. So write the father email here, and in the category field flag it here as a email field. A similar way there is also a mother name. So let's modify this name as mother name. There must be a character field, char field. Okay, similar to there is also a mother occupation, mother mobile number and mother email. So let's make the changes here. There is mother occupation, and there is also a mother email. So write it here, email, and after that in the email we need to define it here as a email field. So write the email field here. Okay, similarly there is also occupation. Okay, so we have missed that, and here is also a mobile number. So write mobile equal to, let's take the char field, no problem. And similarly there is also a present address, so need to write here present address, and let's define it here as a text field. Okay, browse a model here, text field. We have made a mistake, spelling mistake here, so let's correct it. And after that there is also a permanent address, so let's do it. And while saving this parent, we also need to define the functions so that it will take the father name and mother name. Okay, so writing the function here, def, and after that initialize it as a return self. Let's initialize it like this and write the code, self dot father name and also return the mother name. Okay, so we have done with the parent section. Let's also do with the student section. So for the students, write the command here, class student, write the models dot model, and we will took the name first name equal to models dot char field, maximum length should be 100. Okay, now let's copy this and paste it here. We need to write the last name, student ID, so there is also a gender. Okay, so let's make the modify here, write the last name. Similarly here we write the student ID, so remove this, and here is also a gender. Okay, and in the gender we need to keep the choice option, either it is a male, female or other. Okay, so let's take the maximum length 10. Here choices must be, if there is male, store data as a male, and if it is female, then write the female here. Similarly if there is others, then give the option of others. Okay, so I think I have here. In a similar way there is also a date of birth, so let's initialize it here, date of birth is equal to model dot date field. And there is also a student class, so right here student class equal to models dot char field, and take the maximum length is equal to 100. Okay, similarly there is also a religion, so write the command models dot char field and take the command as a maximum length. Let's give the 20 character here. Also need to define the joining date, write the command joining date equal to else models dot date field. Okay, write the date field. Okay, so there is also a mobile number, write the mobile number equal to models dot char field and take the maximum length equal to 10. Okay, or give the 15. Okay, so there is also a admission number. Okay, so let's copy this, and there is also a section, so let's copy it also. So here we will write the command as the admission number, and here we also need to define the section, right? Section. Okay, so there is also option in which student can able to upload their image. So for handling the image we need to write the code like this, student, and let's name the image. Okay, models dot image field, and give the option upload to, and it will save all the upload image to our student directory, and blank must be okay. Similarly we also need to include the parent models into our students models, so let's do it here. Parent equals to models dot 1-to-1 field, and here take the parent models, and on delete equal to models dot cascade. Okay, and we also need to define the slug, so let's define the slug here. And actually why we are defining the slug here, you will see in the next video. Okay, while we are fetching the data there. So let's define it here. To write the models dot box field, write the max length equal to 255, give the unique is equal to true and blank is equal to true. Okay, so finally we have done with these things, and for saving it we also need to define it here. Okay, this is our for slug sections. It will get the slug from our first names and the last name. Similarly, this is our model saving function, in which it will save the functions and name it as first name and the last name of the student. Okay, so here we also need to import the slugify. So let's import it here. Okay, so actually it is showing the error here, so I think I have made a mistake here. Okay, so final done with our models. Let's make the migration, this all things. Python minus dot py make migration. So here we are seeing that no model name is school student. So I think we have made the mistakes in our URLs. So let's take it here. Okay, it is similar path. So let's define it as a student and again make the migration. So again showing the error. Let's check our install file. Okay, we have missed the comma here. So let's include the comma here. Okay, so let's clean it and again make the migration. So it is again showing the error models.txt file. So in the present address there is also a something is missing in our present address. Okay, so let's check it here. The text field, there is a capital F. Let's save it again and clear the screen and let's migrate again. So it's again showing the error. Okay, what thing is missing here? So I think we have not get the URLs here, that's why it does not connect it there. Okay, so let's get here urls.py and let's copy the URLs of the this file, paste it here. Okay, and let's remove this. So let's again migration. So finally our migration is done, and again it is throwing the errors. It is saying that we have not installed the pillow, and mainly the pillow is used for handling our media files. Okay, that we are also taking the image, and for handling that types of image we are actually using the pillow. So let's install in our virtual environment. Pip install pillow. So it will take us some second that we see that pillow is installed successfully, and again make the migration here. So finally our migration is done. Before migrate the files or register these models in our admin.py. Okay, so let's do it here in the students. Let's make the register here. Okay, so finally I already write the code here, and we also need to register from the parent admin. Here's the student admin. It will display the name as a first name, last name, student ID, gender, this all stops. Okay, so write this code and again make the migrate to all this file minus.py migrate. So let's save it. So actually it is throwing the error in the student ID, and here we define the student as a capital S. So let's write in small and again save it. Make the migration. Python minus.py make migration. Write the command yes. Okay, now write the Python minus.py migrate all these stops. So our migration is done successfully here. So that let's clear the screen, and here for accessing our admin panel we also need to create our super user. Okay, so for creating the super user we write the command Python minus.py create. Here write the command create super user. Okay, I need admin username. I will put the name admin. While you are going to host this project, then you must have to change the username email address. Okay, you don't need to put their admin. So you need to keep in mind that for security purpose we need to change everything that is necessary here. So in the email address I am just leaving it here, and in the password I am just simply taking the password admin. Okay, yes. Now let's run our server. Python manager.py, run server. So our server is ran. Now let's check our file, either it is working or not. And who write the command? Admin. Let's write the command here, admin. Okay, so you can see here our model is created successfully here. And when we are saving the data from our content section, then it will store data here. Let's first activate our virtual environment here. Okay, that, and let's run our server. Opening the server, and here you can see that in the student section there is only 4 sections available: student list, student add, and student id, and student delete. So in this way we need to define the 4 functions here in the views. So let's define it there. So in the view side, let's render our add student template first. Okay, so for doing that we need to write the code def add student and write request. After that, return render, and here will define the request. Okay, to that write a command here, and the add student is available in our students folder. So let me define it here, student, and write the command add student. Okay, so right here add student.html. Similarly, we have also seen here student list. So let me define it here. Okay, so for it we will write the command def student list, and write here request, and return render request, and here we will write students, and let's define it here student.html. Okay, so the student list has been done. So we have deal with the student list. Now let's also write a command for the edit section. Here we will write def edit student, def edit student, and define here request similar to, let's copy this, and okay, finally we have done with that. So we have done with the add student, edit student, and there is also a student details. So let's define it here, def view student. Okay, this is our variable. You can write your own variable. Okay, this will create not any types of problem there. So let's write here request return render view student HTML. So return render, and our HTML name is student details. So let me edit here student details. Now let's define all the views in our URLs. So we'll write the command here path views dot student list, and name equal to student list. After that we also need to define the add section. So let's define it here path add, and here define views dot add student, name equal to add student. Okay, so on this video we will only see the add student section. So for the editing, deleting, and adding the student details, we need to render that file with the help of our Slog. So I will not define it here. On the next video we will see that how can we connect with all these stops. So now let's save it first. After that, in our base HTML we also need to modify there. So in the base.html file, wherever you are saying the add student sections, just add the URL there. Okay, so I am adding that. So let me search first where it is. So here is our student list. So let me define it here, the router, and we will connect that with our views. Okay, finally we have done with that. Let's save it, and let's check the router either it is working fine or not. Okay, so here are the student sections, and when we are clicking on the student add, So it is showing the error add student.html. So let me check again where we have made the mistake. So in our views, the add student, okay, our folder name is students, but we have defined here the student. So this little bit mistake is happen. No problem. Let's save it and again check it. Okay, now students, and here is the add students. So finally you can see here our add student template is running well. Now we need to create the forms so that it will take the data from our user. So let me do that in our views file. And before doing it, so let me observe there what things are there. Is our first name, last name, student ID, and gender. Okay, and there is also parent information is available. So okay, let me deal with that. Now in our add student section, we are going to write the codes for handling our forms. So for it, let's write the command if request dot method post, then first name equal to request dot post dot get first name. Okay, and simply we are going to copy this all command and make the modification there. So I make the changes in our settings. When we are clicking on the Control D, then it will copy that line. Okay, so you can also do that by exploring the settings in the VS Code. So let me copy first, Control D, Control D. Okay, so here we will put the cursor, and after that we'll click the Alt plus left click button. Okay, so let me modify here. Here is our last name. Similarly, there is also a student ID. Let me select it here, make the modification here. Okay, student ID. Similar to, there is also gender. So let me define it here, gender. After that, there is also a date of birth. Right here, date of birth. Okay, and there is also a student class. So let me define it here, student class. And we also need to include the joining date. So right here, actually there is a religion first. Okay, so let's define it here, religion. There is also a joining date. Okay, write the code for it, joining date. Here again select this here and erase this. So let's also do with the first name. So we will select this and write here mobile number. For that we also need to add more field. So let me do that. After that, also make the changes on admission number, and similar to that, there is also a section. Okay, so let's modify it, section, and there is also a student image. So let's modify it also. Here is our student image, and for the image we need to upload our files. Okay, so it does not take the text based input. So here we will define post dot on file get, files get. Okay, so we have defined our form here. Now there is also a form for handling the parent section. Okay, so let's do it here. I am writing the comment here, handling, or we'll write the command retrieve parent data from the form. Okay, now let's me define here, copy it here and paste here. Okay, so here is already showing me. So make the changes here, father name, just copy it, and again we will be pasting it here. Now just copy it and paste in another line. Okay, now let's make the modification fast. Father occupation, also select this, and here we'll write the father mobile number, and again we will remove this and write the father email. Okay, similar to that, there is also a, I'm just removing this and just copy this and paste it here. So wherever is the father, we will make the changes to a mother. Okay, so let me select it here, right here mother. Okay, mother name, mother occupation, and mother mobile, mother email. Okay, everything is done there. Now again I will copy this, and here we will need to modify the permanent address and the temporary address. Okay, so let me do that. Here we'll write the code present address, so we don't need email, so just remove it, and also make the changes on mother email. Okay, so let's erase this, and here write permanent address. Okay, so finally we have done with that. Now we also need to save this parent information, so let me save here. I'm writing the command here, save parent information. Okay, to that I will write the parent objects dot create, and here write father name equal to father name. Similar, there is a father occupation. Similar, there is a father mobile and father email. So that mother name, mother occupation, mother mobile, mother email, and present address and permanent address. Okay, let's close this. Again we need to save the student information, so let me write here comment save student information. I'm writing this comment for your better understanding, you don't get confused there. Okay, here we write student dot object create, and there is a first name and there is also last name. Similar, there is student ID, gender, date of birth, and the student class, religion, joining date. There is our mobile number. Okay, admission number. That there is a section, student image, parent, and let's close this. Okay, so finally we have handled this all the stops, and we also need to import our models here. So let me import here first. I'm simply writing command from dot models import all. Okay, so it will import our all the models file from there. So in this code I think there is some issue. We need to define it in a capital form. So right here files. Okay, let me save this, and let me write here message. Okay, after that the form is submitted, then it will print this message. So write a command here, message dot success request student added successfully, and for it we also need to import the message. So let's import it here. Okay, so we have done with that, and again we are going to define here, if the message gets successfully added, then it will automatically return to our student detail page. So let's do it here. Write a command return render, and here request student, and define the list. Okay, so after saving this file, it will automatically render to our student detail page. So finally we have done with that, and I think some error will be came there because we have not defined the student list, and the student list will become when we are getting the slug from the first name and the last name of the student. So let me check it there. And after that we also need to modify our add student.html page. So let's modify this page also. Let me zoom it so that you can see it clear. And this is our add students.html page. So here is the students.html. So instead of returning the students HTML page, we need to define the URL so that after submitting a form, it automatically redirect to our student list page. So let me define it here, percent, and write a command URL student right here list. Okay, now this is our main sections in which we are going to handle our form. So here we'll write a command method must be equal to post, and also add this here. Okay, let me save it. After that we are handling the form from the name basis. So here is not defined any types of name, so we are just writing the name here. So let me define it here, name. Okay, name is equal to first name, and name must be required there. So write the command required. Similarly, there is also last name. So just write also last name, and last name also required. Now also add the student ID here. So name equal to student ID, and this field is also required. Okay, and after that we are also going to handle the option category, in which there is a male and female. So let me define it here. In the select class, we need to write here name equal to gender. Okay, and close it with the required. Similarly, there is also we need to define the value. In the option here, we need to write the command value equal to female. And similarly, here we also need to define value. Just leave it here, and here also write the command value equal to male, and add also here. Okay, so value equal to others. Now also need to modify in our date of birth. So write a command here, name equal to date of birth, and it must be required. Okay, required. Similarly, in the class sections, we also need to define the student class. Name equal to student class. Thus write this that we are defined in our view sections, and if you are making in-depth error there or spelling mistakes, then it will not render the file. Okay, so I am showing you here. So this is our views. So what we have defined it here, we just write that things only there. Okay, so here we also need to define here required. After that, there is also a religion. So let me define it here, name equal to religion, and it also required there. Now also need to define the joining date. So let me define it here, joining date, it must be a required there. In a similar way, there is also a mobile number. So let's define it here, mobile number, and here write the command required. Okay, and here also define it, name is equal to admission number, and here it must be required. Okay, required. In a similar way, there is also a section. So let's deal with that. Section equal to, and here is required. So in a similar way, there is also a student image. So let me define here student image. After that, we also need to define the parent information here. So let's do that, the same things, father, name, and it must be required. I'm just copy this and paste it here. Okay, here just change the code, father occupation. Okay, so right here father occupation. In a similar way, just paste it here and also make the changes like this, father mobile, and there is also email. So just copy it, select this, and father email. In a similar way, we also need to define here mother name. So just copy this and modify here mother name, and there is also occupation. So let me define it here, and here we write mother occupation. Okay, in the same way, we also need to define the mobile number here. So let's do it, mobile number. Sorry, in the views we have defined the mother mobile. Right here mother mobile. I am again copy this and paste it here. Okay, so there is also a mother email. So let's make the changes, mother email. After that, there is a present address. So here define present address, and on the last there is also a permanent address. So let me define it here, and here we write the command permanent address. So finally we have done with our forms, and it takes a time. Okay, so keep patience and make the modification about the form. Now let me check either our form is working fine or not. Okay, so I have already run our server. So now let's check in our form. I'm opening this form and let's refresh it again, and let's fill the form first properly. I'm writing here master. Let's take a random value. No problem, we are just testing it. Let's take a random date and take a class also 10. I'll let me define it here. Okay, in the random ways. Also add the mobile number, admission number, section number. Let's browse the future and let me give any number. Okay, so here also let's define the father's name, occupation, mobile number, and in email, and in the email we need to define @gmail.com. so in the mother's name also let me define it here, and in the mobile numbers let's take a random value. Similar in the mother's emails, write the mother's @gmail.com. okay, in the present address let's take the random value. Okay, I'm submitting here and it is showing that the CSRP verification failed. Okay, we have not defined the CSRP in there in the form, so let me define it first. So this is our forms and here we need to write the CSRP token. Okay, CSRP token. So let's save it. And let's again refresh the page and resend the form. So it is again showing the request aborted. CSRP token is missing. Okay, no problem, we will again fill up the forms and let's try it again properly. That's last name. Okay, master. Let's take the random value, no problem. Okay, and define the date, get the class, religion, date of birth. Okay, mobile number, take a random value, admission number, section. Also upload the image, write the father's name, occupation, mobile number, and email. I will need to define that @gmail.com. the mobile number, take the random, and here on the mobile that @gmail.com. We'll take the present address, permanent address, and let's submit the form. So it is again showing the error mother occupation. Parent got unexpected argument mother occupation. So I think we have made the mistakes in our HTML file. So let me check it there. Either we have defined the mother occupation or not. So in this command, in the views, we have defined mother occupation. Yeah, we define it here. So again, check in the add student section. Mother occupation, here's our mother occupation. I think we have defined it here. Okay, so we have made the mistake here. We have write the mother name. Okay, instead of the mother name we need to define here occupation. So right here occupation, and let's save the form. So let me submit this form again, and again it is showing the error. This error is actually coming from the views. Okay, so in the models files we have not defined the occupation, so it does not know where to store the mother's occupation. Okay, so that it's giving the error. So let's copy this, and again we need to paste down it here. Okay, and instead of father occupation, just write here mother occupation. Let's make the changes first. Make the migration, python -.py. Make migration, after that 1 and 1, that python -.py, migrate. Okay, again run our server. So let me take it again. Let's resend this form, and it's again showing the error student list. So I already told you that we have not defined a student list. So let me remove from there, no problem. We will later define it there. Okay, the views, there is student list. So let's comment this, save this, and again checking our form. Refresh the page. So it is again showing the error unique constraints. So I think I have again made the mistakes in our user file. So let me check name, and here's the occupation, and we had defined the name. Okay. So let me correct it. Occupation. Let me save it and let's check it again. Let's refresh this page again and send it. So finally we have seen that our form is submitted successfully. Now let's check in our admin panel. So here we write the admin. Let's log in it here. So in the students, you can see it here, our form is successfully submitted. So in this way you can handle your own forms. We have faced many types of problems there, but no problem. This simple error is happening while you are developing your project. Now in this video we will see how can we fetch the data in our student list. Okay, so I am opening my VS Code here, and first we need to create our views for handling the student detail page. So let's do it here. So in the student list, let's create one variable here, student list equal to student dot objects dot select related, and for that paste the parent and need all the data. So let's do it, and here write context equal to, let's pass this variable as student list. Okay, and we also need to include this context in our here. So let's do it here and keep the comma. So let's save it now. So after doing that, and now let's make the modification in our students.html file. So here, so instead of here index.html file dot render it in our dashboard here, and here add student section. So let's give the URL of our add student, and after that we also need to modify here. And in these sections, when the user click on the student name, then the student details should be open there. Okay, so for it, let's copy the URL here, let's add it here and save this file. After that we also need to modify this section. So again we need to copy the same things that we have done above. So let's paste it here, and instead of showing their name, we will take the name from our backend. So right here, student dot first name, and also give the last name. Okay, so I am just copy this and paste it here. After that, let's modify the name here, last name. Let's save it, and we also need to handle with our image. So let's make the modification here. Here we will write student dot student image dot URL. Okay, so it will take the image from our database. So now we also need to make the modification in our student.html file. So let's do it here. Just remove this index.html files, and here we will add the URL of our add student. So let's remove this, and here add percent for that URL add student. Let's save it. After that, this is our student ID, and this is our the student detail page. So when the user click on their ID, then the student details should be open there. So for it we will create the loop here. So let's do it here, and here we'll write for students in student list, and here we need to take the ID. So let's do it as student dot student ID. Okay, after that we need to make the modification here, give the URL of the student detail page. Here also let's modify this, and instead of this name we need to put the name from our database. Let's remove this and again add the name here. Right here, student dot first name. After that we also need last name. Okay, so write it again, student dot last name. Let's save it, and we also need to fetch the data of the students, so let's do it here. And here we'll write the code, student dot student image dot url. Let's save it. So here is now class, and this is our date, this is the father name, and this is our mobile number, and this is the permanent address. So let's test the data here also. So here we will write student dot student class. Okay, let's copy this and let's paste it here. Okay, and let's make the modification here also. This is our date of birth, so write here date of birth and take the date according to date, month and year. Okay, let's save it. And here we need to define the parent name, so let's do it here. It also paste the same things, and let's make the modification here, and we will take the student dot parent dot father name. Okay, and again paste it here. We will take the both father name and mother name here. Okay, so if you want to put only father name, then you can do also that, no problem. And here we need to define the mother name, so right here mother name. Similarly, here we need to define the mobile number, so let's paste the data here. Write the code as mobile number, student dot mobile number, and let's make the modification here also. Paste it, and here we write student dot parent dot present address, present address. Okay, so we have done with that. Now we also need to add a URL here. So if the user want to edit that student names, then it must send the student names with the use of their slug. So I have not defined the slug in our URLs, so for now let's leave it, and here we will close our field. Okay, so here write info. Okay, let's save it, and from here we don't need this data, so remove this all. Also remove this, and here is also tr, so also remove this, so remove this. Okay, so from here to here we don't need this all things, so let's remove it and save it. Now let's check our templates, either it fetch our data or not. Okay, so I am refreshing my page, and from here student list. Okay, so we have not defined a student here, so in the base.html5 we also need to define there. Okay, so let's do that. And in the base.html file, in the student sections, and here's our student list, so let's define it here, URL. Let's paste it and let's save it. Okay, now let's again check it that either it is rendering our file or not. So let's refreshing the page, and here click on the student list. So actually here is showing some error, so I think I have made the spelling mistake or the gapping mistake, so let's correct it first. So in the student.html file, and here is our date, so I am making the correction here. Let's save it. After that again refresh the page and seeing that either it is working or not. So here it is showing no in data is available in our record. So let's our server if the data is available or not there. Admin, log in here, So in data there is two data is available, but in our record it is not fetching out data. So I think we have made some types of mistake there. So let's find it for a student in a student list, and everything seems to correct. Whether we have saved our views.py file or not. Let's again save it. Okay. So I think I made a mistake here. We are taking the data from the student list, but in the views file I am seeing that here is only student is available. So let's here put the student list, again save the data, and let's check again. So actually it is showing the error because we have not defined the view student page in our URL. That's why it is showing the error. So let's define it in our views and check it again. Okay, so in the our views.py file here, in our view student, let's fetch the data here and we'll define the log. After that it will take the data according to their student ID. So student is equal to get object or 404 and define here student ID equal to slog. Okay, so we also need to import our 404. So let's import here get object 404. Let's save it and also need to define it in our context. So right here context is equal to like dictionary, and here student is equal to student. Let's pass the context here and let's save it. Let's define the URLs now. So in the urls.py file here we will write student. Okay, so let's arrange it. Let's save the file and again check that. So I think it must be work there. So finally it is working fine. Now we have seen that the data is rendered in our dashboard. So on the previous video I have missed one thing, that when the user click on their name, then the student profile name must available here, but we have not connect this student detail HTML page with our URL. So let's connect this, and after that we will see how can we create our delete and the CRUD operation. Okay, so let's do that. So here this is our student detail page, and in this detail page we will be dealing with this thing. So let me zoom here so that you can see it clear, and here we will give the path of our students. So let's give the student URL. Okay, let's save it. Also give the student image here, and here the name of the student should be displayed. So let's make the changes here. Right, student dot first name. Okay, similarly in the department we will write student dot section. Okay, similarly here we need to define student dot mobile number. Okay, and here we will take the email of the student. Do it here. Right, student dot email. So actually we have defined the email or not. Let me check here the views file. So there is no any student email is available. So I will put the father email here. Okay, so let's copy it and put it here. Okay, so we also need to define parent dot father email. Okay, after that it will also paste the data for the gender. Right here is student dot gender. Similar to that we also need date of birth. So let's do it here. Right, student dot date of birth. Let's save it. So if you want to make the changes here, you should do it yourself. Okay, so I'm leaving for you that you can try it and modify this template as yourself. So now let's move on the edit and delete operation. So in the views function, first we need to define here. Okay, so for the edit operation we need to just copy this code and paste it here. Copy this all, and first let me paste it here. After that I will make you understand about that. So let's do it. And here we need to make some modification. Okay, so first we will fetch the data of the student here. So right here student equal to get object 404, and it should take the student slog. Let me define it here, slog, and here write slog is equal to slog. And again we also need to integrate the parent sections to our student. Okay, so let's do it here. Parent equal to students dot parent, and that is the condition if attribute student take the parent class, else none. Okay, let's save it, and here we need to write like this. So let's give the comma here. Okay, here, and let's move it here so that it will be correct here. And here we also need to change to this, so we will need to define here. First I will select all the things. Okay, so let me select first, and here I will directly write parent dot. After that we don't require this, we are not going to create here, so let's remove this. And in the similar ways here, let's select all this stuff, so let's select it and move this to here and write here student dot father name. And after that here we need to save this all, so right here parent dot save. Okay, so here we don't require this, so let's remove this. And again we are not going to create it here, so again remove this, and here let's select all this and move to here, write student dot first name. So we require the section student image. After that we don't require this parent section, so let's remove this, and here we write student dot save. Okay, so let's remove this also, let's save it. And here we don't require this also, so we direct to the our student list section. And after that also write the context equal to, and here when you write define the student is equal to student, and parent should be parent. Let's save it and pass this context into our return page, so context, and also save this. So we have deal with the student edit section. Now again we need to deal with our delete page. So for it, let's write the code here. Okay, delete student request slog. Okay, that if request dot method equal to post, so we have to give it in inverted comma, post, then student equal to get object 404, and pass this student to our slog equal to slog. Okay, again student name equal to f, and here we'll write student dot first name. The similar ways here we define here student dot last name, and let's save this student dot delete. Okay, and again return this to redirect page, and we will write here student list, so that when the user delete it, then it will automatically redirect to the student list page. Okay, so we also need to import the redirect here, so let's write here redirect, save it. After that return http response forbidden. Okay, so let's take the solution from here, it will correct our spelling automatically. Now let's save it. So after define these all things, we also need to include in our URLs, so let's include here, and here we will define these two paths. Okay, so let's copy and paste here. After that, now let's deal with our HTML page. So in the edit student.html page, let's open it, and here we need to make some changes, so let's do it here. And here in the student.html page, let's redirect this page to the students, student. Okay, after that there is a form section, so we need to deal with that. So here is our form is available. So here we will write the code form method equal to post, and we also need to upload a file. So for uploading the file, we need to define in the HTML page like this. Okay, so let's save it. It helps to handle the media file. In a similar way, we also need to pass our CSRF token. So let's do it here. And after that, we have take this attribute with the help of our name. So we need to define it here. Name equal to first name. Okay. In the similar way, we also need to define it here. Name equal to last name, and it will give our first name here. Okay, so let's define it here. Right here is student dot first name. So in the similar ways, so with the help of this line, actually we are first fetching our data that are available in our database, and again we are erasing this data and resend that data to our database so that it again update the editable data. Okay, so in the similar way, we also need to define it here. So let's do here. Here we will write student dot last name. In a similar way, we also need to define the name equal to student ID. Okay, so let's put in the inverted comma student ID and define it here. Student dot student ID. Okay, now move to the gender section. In the gender also, we need to write here select name equal to gender. And in a similar way, we also need to modify here. So let's also do it here, and instead of female, we will write here male. Okay, male. And in a similar way, we also need to define here male. Okay, and here we'll write male. So in the similar ways, we also need to define here others. So we don't need this line, so let's remove this. Okay, and here in the other sections, let's again paste it, and instead of female, we all again make the changes here. Okay, so let's do it, and here we'll write others. Okay, after that, there is also a date of birth, so let's make the modification here also. Right here, name equal to date of birth. Okay, and here we'll define student dot date of birth. Let's save it. In a similar way, there is also a class section, so let's again define here name equal to student class, and here write the value student dot student class. In a similar ways, I'm making the modification in my page, so you will also do that. Okay, so finally I have made the modification here. Now let's save it. Now let's check our websites either it's working or not. So let's open this and refresh the page. Let's remove this and refresh the page here, and we'll remove this hashtag. And when the user click on the broccoli master, then it is not opening the student detailed HTML page. So let me check in the views file. In the views file, so in the views here, the student HTML et.html. Okay, so actually there is a s. Okay, so let's save it, and here is also s. So let's define it here also. Save it, and let's check it again. Let's refresh the page. So finally the record is available here. What data we have put there, every record is available here. Okay, so we have not customized this page so that it's nearly same, and you will customize this page according to your need. So let's do it yourself. After that, let's operate now edit and delete operation. So when the user click on the edit button, then the edit page must be open here. So I think I have not defined it in our student.html page. So let's do it here in the student.html page. We need to make the changes here. So I'm making my changes. Okay, and here we will put the URL of the edit student page. After that, this is our delete student URL. So you can also do that same things, and let's save this. And here I have also defined when the user click on the delete button, then it will first give the option, are you sure you want to delete this student? Then after that, when the user click on that, then it will automatically delete this data. Okay, so let's save it and again check this page. So I am refreshing my page, and here when we click on the edit, then it's again showing the error, cannot access local variable context. Okay, so I think we have made the mistake here also. So let's make the changes in the views file. It doesn't take the context field. Okay, so for it, let's remove this, no problem, and directly pass it here. Okay, right here, student similar to parent, there must be also a parent. Let's save it. Let's see either our form is working or not. So let's refresh the page. So it's again showing the error extend.base.html page. So I think some of the error is coming in our base.html file. So let's check it here in the edit page, and here the base.html file is available in our home folder. So we have not defined here. So let's write here home. Again save this and check it again. Okay, so finally you have seen that all the data that we have put in our database is successfully fetched here. Okay, in a similar way, if I want to make the modification, suppose that instead of writing broccoli master, I'm editing my form like this, coding master. Okay, so let's save this. So we are actually facing this error. Okay, so let me check where this error is came from. So in the views, I think tuple. Okay, so here should not be a comma. Okay, so let's remove this all things, and let me check it again and hope this will work fine. Save it and refresh our page, resend it. Okay, so here in the student list, terminal does not exist. Okay, so it does not redirect to the student list. So let me check it again. So there should not be a request. Okay, let's remove this and save this again. Again refreshing our page. Here right redirect, again save it, refresh our page and resend it. So it is successfully now updated. So you can see it here. So in this way you can operate the edit operation. Now let me check either our delete operation is working or not. So when we click on the delete, it is showing, are you sure you want to delete this student data? I'm clicking OK. Let me check whether our data is available on database. So here you can clearly see that there is no data available. So in this way you can operate the edit and delete operation in our form. And when we click on here, simply it will open the student data, and after that we will modify all the things that is needed there. Okay, so after dealing with the students, I'm not going to deal with the teachers, department and subjects. I want to give you an assignment for dealing with that. Okay, so get your own models and views functions to handle these all things. So do it yourselves, and I believe that more you practice, more you will learn about that. Okay, so this is your assignments. Please do it yourselves, and if you have done it, please comment below. So now for creating the authentication systems, let me create one app for the authentication. So I'm killing my terminal here and just write here Python minus.py start app, and let name it home auth. Okay, and after that we also need to install this home auth to our settings file. So let me install there and click here, name it as home auth. Let me save it. Now again we need to define the URLs of home auth here. So right here path, and right here authentication include home auth.urls. okay, let me save it here, and we also need to define the URLs here. So for right now I'm just copy these URLs here and pasting it there, and for it I am just removing this all things don't require right now. Let me save it here. So here I am again running my server python -.py run server and checking what we are requiring actually for in our models.py file. So let me open this file, and in this authentication systems we require actually our register page, and there is also login, forget password, and all this stuff is here. So let me define in our models.py file. So in this model.py file we will get first model. So in this model I am using default authentication systems of Django. So let me define it here, class, and I am taking custom user, abstract user, and there must be a username. So let me define it here, username is equal to models.char field, and define the maximum length equal to 100, unique equal to true, so that username must be unique. And again we also need to define the email. So let me define it here. Similarly we also need to define the first name. So let's define it here, and here we will also add blank equal to true. Okay, now again define the last name, take the models dot char field, and define here max length equal to, and here we'll define 30. After that blank must be true, and again define the date join date, and again define here join date. So let me define it like this, date join equal to models dot, I will take the date field, date time field, and here it will take the auto date. So auto now date equal to true. In a similar way we also need to define if the user is authorized, then only they can get login. Okay, so let's define here. So instead of active we will write here authorized. Okay, so write authorized, there should be a false. Okay, in the similar way in our student management systems there is a 3 authentications are there, one for students and one for the admin and another for the teacher. So let me define it here. If there is a student, then we write is student equal to models dot boolean field, and right here default false. Okay, let me copy this and paste it here. After that we need to also make the changes, students, and one for the admin and another for the teacher. Right here teacher. Okay, so we have defined it. So now also we need to define the relation name for this creation. So let's write here groups equals to models dot many to many field, and after that here define auth dot group. In similar way write here related name, bracket name equal to true, and blank equal to true. And here we also need to define user permission. So right here user permission equal to models dot, and here define the main to many field auth user auth dot permission. Okay, and related name should equal to none, and blank must be equal to true. Let me define the function now. Def string self dot, and it will return our username. So finally we have created this for our registration form, and we also need to import the abstract user. So let me import here from Django dot contrib dot auth dot modals import abstract user. In a similar way, we also need to define the password reset request. Okay, so let me define it here and write class password reset request and models dot model user equal to models dot foreign key. It will take the custom user on delete equal to models dot cascade. Okay, similarly we also need to define the email. Email is equal to models dot email field, and when the user want to reset their password, then reset is done mainly with the help of token. So we also need to define the token here. So write the token equal to models dot and store in a char field. Write maximum length equal to 32 and default equal to get random string at least 32 digit. It should not be editable, so write editable equal to false, and it must be a unique. So define it, unique is equal to true. A similar way, we also need to define the created date. So let me define it here. Created at equal to models dot date time field, and it will take the automatic date. Auto now age equal to true. Okay. In a similar way, we also need to define the token validity period. So let me define it here, and this token period is valid up to the 1 hours. In a similar way, we also define the validation of the tokens, and here is the password reset email, so that the user get the email in their emails, and after that when clicking this link, then the password get reset there. So we have done with models.py files. Now we also need to import some of the library here. So let me import here so that it removes our this error, and here let me define everything that we require there. So these are the library, and let me save it here. Let me migrate all this file again. Python -.py make migration. After that, we have seen that it automatically create our model user. So we also need to define this model in our admin.py file so that it get registered to our database. So here we need to register our model. So let me register here. So if you have not watched our previous video in which I have shown that how can I authenticate any systems with the help of Django, then you must watch that video also. On that video, I have defined all the things that how can you register your admin.py files, getting the models. So I'm not going to write every code manually here. I have a code, I've just copy here and paste it there. Okay, so these are the codes, and you don't worry about these all codes. I will provide a link of this code in the description below, so you can just go there, click on that links, you can get access of every code that I have made the video on it. Okay, so let me save these all files here and make the migration again, and let migrate these all files. Python -.py migrate. Okay, I have made the spelling mistake here. Let me clear our terminal first. So I'm writing cls. After that, right here Python -.py make migration. You can write Python -.py migrate. Okay, so migrate is successfully done. Now let me check our models in our database. Python -.py run server. So let's check it here, and here let's write admin. Let me log in here. So in the home auth, we are seeing that our all the models field are available here. Okay, So finally we have done with our models. Now we also need to define all these models in our views function. So let's define in the views here. Now let's write the code for our register. So I am writing here def sign up queue request, and if request dot method equal to post, then first name should equal to request dot post. It must be a first name here. So define here first name. Okay, so let me copy this all things and paste it there so that we can write fast the code. Okay, and here we also need to define the last name. I'm just putting this cursor here. So just I am selecting multiple cursor here, and after that we need to define here last name. In a similar way we also need to define the email. So write here email, and also define the password. Write here password. In a similar way we also need to define the role. Write the role here. Okay, now let me create the users of all these things. So here I'm writing create the user. Define here user dot objects get create first name equal to last name and email. Let's do this, and after that let me define in the line wise so that you can see it very clear ways. Here let me define it equal to email. There is also a password, and there is also a role. So let me close this. In a similar way we also need to define the condition. So if role equal to student, then user dot is student equal to true. In a similar way, if role equal to teacher, then user dot is teacher equal to true. After that we also need to define if role equal to admin, then user dot is should be our admin. Now let me save the user here. User dot save. So here let me move to these files, and okay, we also need to define move to these all things. So while writing the code must focus on the indents. It means that white spacing, otherwise your code is showing error there. Okay, so after that also write login request user. So if they register successfully, then return the message dot success, and right here request sign up successfully. Okay, otherwise it must return our index page or home page. So let me define it here index. After that return render, and define here request. So we have not, I think, put our template files, so I will put this all files in our authentication folder. So let me define it here authentication register.html. Now let me save it templates. So let me create one more folder and here write authentication. Okay, and in this we'll copy these 3 files. So I already provide the template in the description. You can just go there and download that templates and make the modification in these all things. Okay, so we have done with our registers. Now we also need to define the login page. So let me define it here. Let's create a function dev login queue, write request and again write a condition if request dot method to equal to post, then email equal to request dot post, and here define the email. After that we also write the passport, request dot passport, and passport define here. So in the similarly way we also write the command if the user is authenticate, then send request username equal to email and passport equal to passport, and here write the condition if user is not known, then login request user, and show the message dot success request login successful. Okay, now again we also need to define the condition here. If user is admin, then it should be returned redirect to admin dashboard. In a similar way, if the user is teacher, then it should be returned redirect to teacher dashboard. In a similar way, if the user is student, then it must be redirect to dashboard of the student. Okay, so let me save it, and we also need to define if these all things are not there, then it will return this message. Okay, else message dot error, and the request should be invalid user role, and let's return this, return redirect index. Let's save these all files, and here we also need to define the else condition here. Else message dot error, and it should be request invalid credential. Okay, and the page must be rendered to request authentication and login .html page. It means that this page. So we have done with the login views. We also need to define the forget password view here. So let me define it quickly. So write the code def forget password view, and define here request. If requested method equal to post, then email must be request dot post, and define here email. In a similar way, user should be user dot filter email equal to email, and right here first. After that, we need to define if user token equal to get random string, and it should take only 32 digit. After that, reset request equal to password reset request dot objects dot create, and define here user equal to user and email equal to email, and there should be also a token equal to token. After that, let's send the request reset request dot send reset email, and message dot success. Print the message here like set link sent to your email. So it will first check if the user is authenticate, then it will send the link for the reset password in their email. Otherwise it must be show the return else message request user not found, or let me define here email not found, because we are doing this with the email. So email not found, and after that return under request authentication forgot password.html. Okay, let me save all these files. After that, we also need to define the reset password view. Okay, so that when the user click on that links, then it must be open a new page. Under that, they can reset their own password. Okay, so let me define it here. Def reset password and view. Define here request token, and here write reset request equal to password reset request objects dot filter and take token equal to token, and first that define here if not reset request or not reset request is valid, then it must be shows the error message dot error and request invalid. Let me write with a capital letter so that it will look a better. Invalid or expire reset link, and it must be redirect to our home page. Similarly, ways we also write the conditions if request dot method equal to post, then new password equal to request dot post. They define the new password, and also need to define reset request dot user dot set password new password. After that, let's save this request and print the message success password reset successfully. And when the password reset is done, it must be redirected to our login page, and after that it must be rendered through our request reset password.html page. Here define token. Let's save it. And finally we have done with reset password also, and let's define last the logout section. So let's define the logout function here. Def logout, write command view and request. After that logout request and print a message dot success request to have been logged out. I return to their home page. So let's save this all stops here. Now we also need to define the router of these all things, so that when the user click on that certain page or certain link, then it must be redirected to the views functions, and with the help of this views function it take the data from our models. Okay, so let's define the URLs here. So in the URLs we will write the code from dot views import all, and define it path sign up, and right here sign up view name must be sign up. In a similar way also define the login. So login, and write a command login view and name equal to login. In a similar way we also need to define the forget password route. So let's define it here. Forgot password, and right here forgot password view name equal to forgot password. In a similar way we also need to define the reset password view, reset password, and it must be taken through their token. So let me define it here. Token is our string, so string token. Okay, so we have done with that, and reset password name here is a underscore. Okay, So after that, we also need to define the path of logout. So now let me save these all files, and here we are seeing the errors. So we have missed the E here, so let me define it here. Again, save this, and we have not put these files in our quotation. Now let me save it again, and it is showing again the error reset password view. So let me copy these files again and paste to there or else, so that it not create any confusion here. Again, save this, and it's showing the error, and here it is showing that reset password view name is called reset password in main, forget password view. So actually we have defined the reset password view in our views. So let me check why it is not taking there. So let me save this all again, and in the URLs. So actually I think I have made a mistake here, space error. So let me correct this file, and let me save this again. Okay, so we have made the white space error. Finally we have solved this. Now we also need to make the modification in our HTML files. So I already made the modification in the register file. So in the register file, you need to define all these things here. URL sign up, and you also need to add the name is equal to first name is equal to last name. So define all these names in our HTML page. What name you have put in the views section here, what you have defined here, put the same things there. And after that, there is also a login section. So I have put the login URL here. So when the user is registered, then it must become in their login page, and in this login page I have put the login URL here. After that, it will take the email and password from the users and and submit the password. After that, they get login there. And if the user is forget, then I have also put the link of the forget password here. The user will click here, and the forget password page will be open here. In similar ways, they will again put their email detail here and get the link of the reset password. So now let me save these all things and check our server again. And here let me refresh our page, and first let me register the here authentication register. So it's showing the error register.html page. Okay, so I think I have not made the modification in our this.html page, so we also need to make the changes there. So let me make the changes on the this.html file. So in the home sections, there is a this.html file, and here we will need to define the login and register views. So let me search it quickly here. It is our notification, and after that there is also use notification file, and instead of showing here logout, we will write a command of, we will provide the link of our logout here. Okay, so let me make the changes here also, and in these sections there is a defining the login username here. Let's define it here, user.username. After that, the authentication systems file is actually here. So let me modify these all files here. Instead of writing the login.html, we'll go over the views URL here, and also need to change the register URL. So let me change it here. In a similar way, we also need to make the modifications of our forget password. So let's define it here, and let me save all these things. Okay, let's check it again, our server. Let's refresh the page, and again we are checking this. Click on the register, and finally our register page is rendering here. Okay, now let's get our username first. So I'm writing here broccoli master, and also defining broccoli@gmail.com, and let's take the password here, broccoli and broccoli. That's the register file, and it is showing the error that multi-value dictionary error. So I think we have defined the role in our users. So actually we don't require these things. So in this role and in the views.py files, we don't need to define the role here because we are only taking the first name, last name, email and password. So let me save this file again and check it again. Okay, let's refresh this and descend the file. Okay, again refreshing the page, and here I am defining the broccoli. Let's register this, and it's again showing the error authentication home auth views line number 11. On the views.py file in the line 11, we have defined the role here. Let's refresh this again, and now let's check our database here. Let's refresh the page and log in again. So in the users, we are seeing that broccoli@gmail.com is successfully taken here. So when we click on the is students and click is authorized, and let's save these files, and again let's log in here. Okay, so simply I am visiting on the login section, and here write the email broccoli@gmail.com. let's log in these files, and it is showing the invalid credential. Even though we are giving the correct emails and password, it does not taking the file there. Okay, so we also need to make them changes in our settings files. So let me define that changes there. So in our settings.py file, we need to add these two things, so that for the taking the email as a username, then we must need to define these things in our settings.py file. So let me save these all things, and let's again check the file. Again I'm resending it, and now it is showing the error reverse for dashboard not found. Dashboard is a valid view function or pattern name. Okay, so it's not showing our dashboard sections in our home.views line 59. Okay, so I think I have not defined the dashboard in our home page. So let me check it here. In the school, in the views.py files, we have actually not defined the dashboard. So let me define it here. Def dashboard and request return render will take the student dashboard .htmls, and let's pass HTML. Okay, now let's save it, and I want more features to add on that. If the user came on the websites, then it must be show first their registration page, not direct showing the dashboard page, so that the user get login first, and after that, and based on their login, it will access their dashboard. If the teacher is login there, then it will access to the teacher dashboard. Similarly, if the student get login, then student can get the student dashboard there. In a similar way, it will work there. So let me define here. It must show the authentication login.html page first. Okay, so let's save these files and refresh our page again. So our CSRP validation is failed now. So now let's first refresh our page. So actually we are seeing that directly we are now set up our login page. So now login in there, and it is showing the error no reverse match authentication login. Okay, so it's again showing the error related to the dashboard. So let me check it again. So let's refresh the page again. So I'm taking the value here again, here the forms, and it is showing the dashboard error again. So I think we have not defined the route in our dashboard sections. So let me define it here. The URLs, we also need to add the route here. So let me add the route path dashboard views dot dashboard, right name equal to dashboard. Let me save this file again, and checking again. Let's refresh the page since our CSRP token is expired. So let me log in again. Okay, so finally we have seen that after login our page is directly redirect to our student dashboard page. Okay, so when the user want to log in, then they must be log out from here. On the screen you can see that when we click on the forget password, then we are facing these types of error, and the error is mostly come from the template file on the forget password.html file. So let me check what types of mistake we have made here. Okay, so let me correct first there. Here we will open our forget password.html file, and let me zoom it so that you can see it clearly. So actually we are giving the route of password reset here, so we don't need to give the route of password reset there. Okay, instead of this we have to write the forget password route that we are defined in our URLs. So let me define it here. Okay, and let's check what types of route we are given there. So yeah, finally we have done with that, and again let's save it, run our server, restart this. So finally you can see that our forget password template is rendering successfully here. So in this field we will give our email that we are registered in our student management systems authentication systems. Okay, so let me give here our email, pokely@email.com, and click on the reset password. So here is showing connection refuse error, and the error is mostly come from our views.py file. Okay, so let's solve this all stuffs that we're facing here. So in the reset password you can see that we have defined the reset password.html file, but we have not mentioned in our templates reset password.html file. So we need to create the reset password.html file here. So let me create one file and name it reset password.html. After that I have edit some of the code here. I just paste it here, and you don't need to worry about this all code. I will provide the link of this code in a description below. You can just go there, download it, and utilize in your student management systems project. Okay, so now let me save these files and again refresh our browser here. So again we are seeing the same problem. So I think we also need to change in our settings.py files. So in this settings.py files we need to add this code for dealing with the reset password. So I have also mentioned this code, and when you are going to deploy this project, then please use this code instead of this. I am using this email backend for only in the local host, and when you are deploy this project, then it will not work there. You need to modify all these stops here. Okay, so let me save this and again refresh our page here. Let's see what types of again showing. So finally it is saying that the reset link sent to your email. Now let me check in our terminal, and you can see here one of the link is provided here. So let me click on it. The reset password.html file should be open here, but it is not showing here. I think we have made the mistakes in our route. So let me make the modification also there. The home auth, views, and in the URLs. Instead of this defining, let's define like this. Let's save this again and refresh our page. So in the models.py files we have mentioned the reset link here, and we have not mentioned here authentication, as we are using authentication app there. So let me make the modification here and save it again. Now again need to refresh the page. So I am actually cancelling these all things and reset, and again clicking on the forget password, giving our own email, pokely@email.com. After that, clicking on the reset password, the link will appear here. So this is our link. Let's click on this, and finally you can see that reset password.html file is not exist. So I think we have made the template error there. So in the home views.py file So I put the reset password.html file in the authentication folder. So we have not mentioned here. Let's also modify this authentication and save this file. Let's again refresh the page, and finally we can see that the set password form is open here. So I am giving simple password 12345. Again I am giving here 12345. Okay, set password, and try to log in again with a new password, broccoli@gmail.com, and here we write 12345. Okay, let's log in here. So in this way you can make the modification for the reset password section. For dealing with the notification, first we need to create the models of the notification. So in the school app, we are going to create the notification model here. So let me write the code here. Class, write notification models dot model, and here write id equal to models dot uid field, and here primary key equal to true, and default equal to uuid dot uuid4. Okay, and itertable equal to false. After that, again define the user equal to models dot foreign key, and in the settings dot auth user dot model, and define here on delete equal to models dot cascade. Now again need to define the message. So message is equal to models dot char field, and take maximum length to 255. And also need to define if the user is read the notification or not. So we will get the boolean field here is read models dot boolean field, define here default false, and it will create automatic date here. So we need to define in our models created at models dot date time field, and take auto now date equal to true. Okay, now also define the function here def string, and we will take self return the message, return self dot message. So now let's register this model in our admin.py file. So in the admin, we'll write the command admin dot site dot register, right here notification, and we also need to import a notification from our models. From dot models import all. Now let's activate our virtual env scripts activate. Oh sorry, I have write the wrong command there. env scripts activate. Now let's migrate all the files. -py make migration. So it's showing the error name WUID is not defined. So we also need to import the UID. So in the models, let's import it. Import UID, and let's save it. Again migrate the file, and again it's showing that models foreign key setting is not actually imported to there. So let's also import that from Django dot contrib dot models import user. A similar way, we also need to import the settings from Django dot config import settings. Now let me save it here, and again migrate all the file. So it's showing the error import. Okay, we are missing here O. Let's save it and run the command here. So it is saying that notification is not registered in our admin.py file. So let me first save it, and here we'll define notification. Okay, so let me write it again, notification, and let me save it and run the migration. So finally migration is done here, and again we need to migrate all the files. So python -.py migrate, and run the server, python manage.py, run server. Okay, so we have done with the models and admin files. We also need to make the changes on our views. So let me define the views here. On the views, we need to create two functions here. One is for the mark notification as read, and another is when the user click on the clear, then all the notifications should be cleared there. So let me define the function here. If mark notification as read, here write request. If request method equal to post, then notification, let me define it by a small letter, notification equal to notification dot objects dot filter, and here user equal to request dot user. It means that when the user get authenticate, then only they can get a notification there. Okay, and here we also write is read equal to false, and we also need to make the update there. So notification dot update is read equal to true, then return JSON response, and here define status success, return the HTTP phones forbidden. Let's save it, and we also need to import a JSON response. So here write from Django dot HTTP import JSON response, and also import the notification model. So here write from dot models import notification. So let me save it, and again define another function. When the user click on it, then all the notifications should be cleared there. Def clear all notification. Here define request if request dot method equal to post, then notification equal to notification dot objects dot filter, right here user equal to request dot user. A similar way it should be delete all the file when it click on the clear button. Okay, and also return JSON response, and here return HTTP response forbidden. Okay, let me save this file, and we also need to add these functions in our URLs. So let's define it here. So here write path notification mark as read, and here define views dot mark notification as read, name equal to, let me copy this and paste it here, and we also need to define another path. So right here path notification clear all, right here views dot clear all notification, name equal to, let me copy this all things and paste it here. So save it. So finally we have done with the router, views, and the models. Now in our management systems, let me open it here. Let's first log in here. Okay, so in the management systems we are seeing that when any update or changes were made in the list here, then it must get notified here. Okay, and I also want one feature that when the user come their own dashboard, just like when the user visit in their student dashboard, then here notification will be count if they are not read that notification. So that's the area. Here we are going to make the changes. So let's do it here. So for it we also need to pass the command in our student list and add, edit, delete, whatever is there in our functions. We also need to pass that all things there. So let me define it in our views.py file. So first we also need to define in our dashboard. So in the dashboard, let define it here on read notification equal to, and here pass model name notification dot objects dot filter user equal to request dot user and is read false, and also define for the count on read notification and count equal to on read notification dot count. Okay, so it will store the total number of count of the notification if the user is not read there. So let's save it, and also need to make the changes in our student section. So in the student and in the views.py file, let add from the beginning. In the add students, here we will write the command create notification request dot user, and here write added student, and also pass the student name. So right here is student dot first name, and also write the last name. So student dot last name. So let it save, and also need to modify in our student list. So in the student list, we will write a command on read notification equal to request dot user dot notification set dot filter, and here write is read equal to false, and let me define it on the above. So here, and also need to pass in our context, we write a command on read notification on read notification. Let's save it, and also make the changes in our edit student. So let me copy above code. I will copy these all things and paste it here in the edit, and here we will define it. Let's save it again. So in this similar ways, when the user get delete on any of data there, then also provide notification. So right here, create notification request dot user and deleted student, also pass the student name here. Okay, write student name. So finally we have done with all the stuffs. Now let's save it, and we also need to make the changes in our base.html file. So let me make the changes here. So let me find first where we have write the notification code. So from the above, the notification section must be here. Okay, so this is the notification, and it is started from here. Okay, so here is the count section. So let me define it here and give the gap here also, and here write if on read notification count greater than 0, and here pass simple on read notification count. In the similar way, we also need to close it. Here write end if. So we have deal with the count section, and here is also a notification. So here in the notification list, write the command for notification in on read notification, and this must be end here. Okay, so create here %% right here end for. Let's save it, and we don't require this extra notification here, so let's remove from here. We also don't need, so remove this all three notification which were already made in our HTML file. Okay, now save it, and also need to make the changes here. Here username should be display here. Right, notification dot user dot username. In a similar way, here also display the message. So write the command notification dot message, and here also it should be show the time. So write the command there. Okay, so actually we have deal with the notifications, and for the notification we also need to add the JavaScript file. So let me add there. So I have written some JavaScript file here. You need to add in your own base.html file because this JavaScript file is not available in our student management system. So let me paste the code here and save it. Now let's refresh our page, and in the student list let me make some changes here. I will write simple broccoli. Okay, and submit. Let's check the notification. So you can see that here the notification is created. So when we click on the clear, everything is gone there. Okay, as we already seen the notification, when we are again click on the notification, then you can see that no notification is here available. Okay, so again I'm making some changes, and here I'm writing simple master, and I'm saving this file. And when I am going in our student dashboard, then you can see here there is a one count is available, and it is also counting our notification that we have not did yet. Okay, so when we click on it, then similarly we can see that this count is already gone from here. So in this way our notification system will be work in our management system. And this is for today, and I want to give you assignment to complete this all project here. I have only deal with the student sections, and please complete this project. It works nearly same as we have done with the students. Do the project and complete the teacher sections, department, subject, account, holiday, fees, everything that is available here. Okay, and don't worry about this dashboard. I already created the video of that dashboard. How can you deal with that? If you have not watched that video, please go on our channels and watch that video. It is nearly working like same like that. Here is only you want that to paste the data from your database. Okay, so on the video that I have made already in our channel, fetch all the data in our dashboard through our blog website. So please complete this project. This project will definitely boost your knowledge to make any types of Django project. And at the last, when you complete this project, please comment below. Let me see how many of you are completing this project. So if you have not subscribed to the channel till now, please subscribe it. It will take a lot of time and effort to make a video. And please also comment below what types of video do you want to see on the next video. See you on another video. Thanks for watching the video. Keep watching and keep coding.